Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC and welcome to this edition of Channel Chat. With me today is Gary, the Last Ranger. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Now, the Last Ranger, obviously you're the Last Ranger here on YouTube. You're also, what is it, Last Ranger 1965 on Instagram, is that correct?
Yeah, I couldn't get just the Last Ranger
Yeah.
on Instagram for some reason, so I just went to with the finished it off with the
Sure.
year I was born. So
Sure. Well, very cool. We got to make sure people know where to find you. And of course, there will be links down in the description, most definitely. But, well, I tell you what, Gary, usually what I have you do is whoever I'm talking to, I usually have them basically give a brief introduction and kind of tell us what got you into the whole knife game and why you started your channel, basically.
okay, I started this channel. Well, I started it. I think it was in March.
Okay.
What when the pandemic locked down everybody, and I
Sure.
think that was the end of March or the 1st of April.
Mm-hmm.
I forget, but I started I started the channel like I think it was in 2019 sometime, or no, 2018, but I didn't do anything with it.
Right.
So so I had a stroke, a rare weird stroke. I don't smoke or drink or anything, but I mean, I don't have diabetes, or I don't have anything to the stroke leads to, except for I'm a little fat. But anyway, so
Hey,
I had a
join the club, my friend. Join the club. Join the club.
yeah. So I was just driving to work today, or one day, and all of a sudden I just couldn't speak. No,
Wow.
nothing wrong with me. Yeah, I could think, and I could still drive and everything else, but I just couldn't utter a word. And so I finished going to work, and the kind of long story short, I was sitting there for 30 minutes, and my boss walked in, and she said something, and I wrote on a piece of paper, "I can't talk," and she says, "What do you mean you can't talk?" I said, I can't speak." And so she called ambulance, and then went to the hospital. But anyway, so when I got out and I was with a speech therapist, they were thinking of all kinds of things to me to work on to regain my speech.
Okay.
And so I was singing, singing. It was kind of crazy. If you sing, you can you can basically sing really good. You can talk, but if you try to have our conversation, you can't talk. But anyway, I was
Really?
singing. I was calling out road signs when I was driving and stuff. And so 6 months later, I was just like, I said, "Oh man, I'm still suffering." So I have a YouTube channel, and I was sitting watching basically all kinds of knife channels,
Sure.
and I'm thinking maybe I'll start a channel, and then I'll just use that to learn to speak again. And it's kind of like a bad thing and a good, or a good thing and a bad thing, because all the trolls will attack you
Oh, yeah.
when you can't talk. They will
Oh, yeah.
attack you mercilessly. so
Yes, I hear you.
so I mean,
Trust me, trust me.
stop me
They
anytime.
attack you anyway. They attack you anyway. They're just there. That's what they do, man. It's not just you. Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, I left their comments, and I'm like, listen, I thanked them for viewing and
Oh
just
yeah.
went on with my life. But it
Oh
was just
sure,
kind of
sure.
crazy if I said, I put my in a about section that I had the stroke and I'm
Oh
working
yeah.
on. I mean, they don't read that, so
No, 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 no. That doesn't matter. No, I hear you, man. So basically, your channel became a form of rehabilitation for you.
yeah, yeah,
That's cool,
that's
man. That's
exactly
cool.
right. And I
That's
really
cool.
never, yeah, I never thought of becoming a big channel or anything. It's yeah, my cat's here.
Wants to be on the show. That's cool.
Yeah, this is Paxton, but he's a good
Paxton?
cat.
Right on.
Yeah, it's he's named after Bill Paxton. I don't
Oh,
know if you,
sure.
Aliens and
You
all
betcha. You betcha.
Terminator.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
um, he was my uh, he was my favorite character actor, but he, he became more than a character actor, and so I always wanted to name a cat Paxton, and I got a cat like a year ago, and then that's the story.
Right on. That's cool. Very cool. So yeah, you know what? That is awesome that you basically used your channel as a form of rehabilitation to basically get your speech pattern back and stuff. I think that's awesome, man. And I think it's a fantastic idea.
Yeah, I the speech therapist, they thought it was a good idea too. So
Sure.
because when I was I could say a couple sentences clear about the time I started the channel, but there was a lot of hesitations, ums and ohs and that sort of thing, and I've been trying to work out all that stuff.
Oh
But
yeah.
this it's paid off. I think I recovered more quickly starting my own channel. So
It wouldn't surprise me, man. You mean if you the more you work at it, it's just like basically like anything else, the more you work at it, the more you practice, the better hopefully you're gonna get. So that's
yeah,
cool.
I'm not 100% there. I think I'm still I probably never will be 100% there. I think I'm maybe 90% there. I still have hesitations. I don't know the right words to say, but I knew the right words to say before the stroke.
Well,
So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well, what got you into knives? Are you just one of those guys that basically just always carried a knife and that's just kind of been part of who you are?
yeah, I mean, I've carried a knife ever since Cub Scouts, and
Oh, there you go.
yeah, I've been frankly frantically trying to locate my Cub Scout knife, but I seem
Oh.
to misplace it. I have a Throwback Thursday videos that I do,
Uh-huh.
and I introduced my old knives that I collected, um, you know, throughout my life, and
Sure.
just not modern or not new knives from 2020 on, or yeah. So and but I collected knives throughout my life. I have a lot of old knives, and I have a lot of old crappy knives and beater knives because
Sure.
before I before my I call this my third phase of collecting. So I try to collect better knives or much more, not say super expensive, but more than budget knives.
Okay.
I still collect budget knives, but higher quality materials. But
Sure.
anyway, when
Sure.
I used to collect all kinds of old Kershaws and CRKTs and even non-budget or non-brands that are probably not around today. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Now, do you watch JT much? JT's Knife Life?
oh yeah, I watch his channel all the time because he seems like he's into the same knives
Yeah.
that I am,
Yeah, he's got
especially
some.
For CRKT.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going to go with that. Man, he comes up with some of these wild CRKTs that I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah, I think he has a much more a better CRKT collection than I have. But
Yeah, yeah.
he's watched my videos too, especially the CRKTs one.
Sure.
He likes the old stuff.
Oh yeah, I think he cues into that type of thing, and he brings up, like I said, man, he brings up some wild ones every once in a while, or every once in a while, those ones that, man, I forgot about that one, and then a lot of times it's like I never knew that knife even existed,
Yeah, yeah,
Well, very cool. Well, all right. So you say this is kind of like your third phase of collecting.
yeah. It's like I probably the first phase probably went to I was like maybe 20 or no, maybe 18. And then I forgot about like knives. I had knives, but I carried the old same knives I had originally, but I didn't carry knives for, I don't know, I think about till I was 40. And then I
Oh
entered a
wow.
second phase of collecting knives, and that lasted to like maybe late 40s, like maybe almost 50, and then I forgot about knives again. And then the pandemic happened, and I was bored at home sometimes, working from home, and I just watched I got into watching a lot of knife videos.
Sure.
And I don't remember if I ran across your channel. Sorry. I think I YouTube just was serving me the usual channels that have big numbers, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
Slicey Dicey and Nick Shabazz, and
Of course.
I think they even served me. I don't remember the couple that had do knives together.
Now are you talking? There's Frankie and Bird. There's
That's
Birdshot.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're pretty good size.
and then
Yeah.
they served up JTs, but for some reason I recently run across your videos, maybe 2 months ago, maybe.
Yeah.
So
Right on.
so that got me into like wanting to collect knives again, and it also, and if I'm collecting knives, I'm like, maybe I can work on my speech, and then I'll talk about these knives. I'm not a real knife expert. I'm learning, but I've
Sure.
carried knives all of my life. So
Sure. No, that was one of that was one of the big reasons why I started my channels, to help me learn. I'm kind of like you. I was never, I mean, I pretty much carried a knife, my whole life since pretty much the age of 12, and through basically the whole time I was in the military and all that, but I never really, well, honestly, I don't necessarily consider myself a collector, in the sense of the word, but I guess I am. I have a knife collection. I have a few, so I guess I am.
right.
But yeah, it was, and it helps me learn. It definitely helps me learn. As a matter of fact, I just had a knife through here not too long ago with steel that I'd never heard of, and so then that forces me to go in and check it out and dig deeper, and it does. It
Right.
really helps. It really helps,
Yeah,
without a doubt.
I never spidey flicked a knife, but I've had a Spyderco's that I could spidey flick,
Yeah.
but I never knew about spidey flicking that. I mean, I think
Yeah.
you have to watch a video and like you can stick your thumb in there or finger in there and flick it,
Right.
and
Right.
I just always I use my thumb to flick it out,
Yeah.
or thumb rolled it out, but I've never spidey flicked a knife until basically 2020.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm that exactly the same way until I got into YouTube. I was like, what? You see it in a video, and I was like, what did he just do?
Yeah,
What did
yeah,
how did
like
what? And then I go back and I watch it, and I'm like, oh dang, I never thought about that. And then I can maybe successfully do it sometimes.
yeah. I mean, I I watched your one video that I think you were introducing the Tenacious with the lightweight scales, and I commented, why did they make that? Because they have steel liners still. I think all the lightweight lines usually they don't have steel liners, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So, but anyway, I remember you're like surprised you could flick it out with the your
Yeah.
Spidey flick it out, because and I have the same trouble my old knife or Spyderco knives, especially the Tenacious. I don't think it's a good flicker.
No.
At least mine is. It's not bearings, and it's not a good flicker.
Well, a lot of those lockback
you're
knives.
gonna fail.
Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot of those lockback knives are kind of hard to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So all right. So I tell you what are kind of the brands you kind of look at right now? Are there any specific brands, or are you just are you more of a, hey, that looks cool, and kind of go that route?
Well, I'm very much into Finch.
Oh, you and me both, man. You and me both.
Yeah, I mean, I've bought all of their knives except for that newest one, that the blue with the different color liners.
The
They
Cimarron.
have 4 different ones. The Cimarron.
Cimarron.
I've
Yeah.
not picked that one up, and I want to pick it, but I think it was got away from me because I was into other knives picking it up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's cool. I mean, it's a cool knife, but it's not as cool as their previous ones, I think.
Oh, for me, the Holiday and the 1929 are
Yeah.
those two are, I mean, I really do like all their knives, but those two, especially the Holiday, man, that knife just, especially with that white ox bone, it just really, really stands out to me.
Right. That's the exact one I have too. So I'm trying to find it.
I saw you
I
had
really,
that. I saw you had that Runtley. You did the dye job on that Runtley, didn't you?
yeah, I did that. It's like I call it a blended dip, but I think other people call it something different, or tie dye. But I mean, it's just basically, it's yellow, and it goes from red to orange to yellow.
Can you hold it
So
up a little? Can you hold it up a little higher? There. Oh, there you go.
oh, I didn't know
Oh man,
you couldn't see it.
dude, that looks good. That looks awesome, man. I love that. That's
Yeah,
good. That's
I
a
think
great job, man. Great dye job on that.
thanks. I think you brought it to Spencer's attention,
I think I did. Yeah, I think I
and
pointed it out to him. I was like,
because he
dude, you got
didn't.
to see this.
Oh, yeah, I really like this.
Oh, I
I
love
mean, I
that.
like the Rutley, but
Yes.
the dye job seemed to come out pretty well, I think.
Oh yeah, dude, it looks great, man. I think it looks awesome. And then
Yeah.
you dyed the backspacer the darker color. Did I
Oh
see that
yeah.
correctly? Oh, right
Yeah.
on. Very cool. Very
Yeah. It
cool.
was yellow, so I thought it made a good look
It
being a
does, man. It
solid
looks
red.
good. Yeah, it looks good, man. I dig it.
So so I had to take the knife apart, and I don't dye my knives, like dip them and
Right.
with the steel in there. But I
Right.
think some people do. But I take it apart and clean
Yeah.
them and do it
Yeah, I think
do it
that's
right.
probably yeah, I think that's the best way to do it. Now, did you have to do anything with the shield when you did that?
No, yeah, because I had to go from the front end, and so I didn't want to
Okay, so you just I see what you did. You went the
I
reverse, you
got
went the
close.
reverse way so you didn't have to. I got you.
Yeah, I got
Yeah, yeah.
close,
Yeah, yeah.
but I didn't want to deal with ruining the shield.
No, no, I no, I get it now. Yeah, for sure. No, that looks dude, that looks really good. It looks really good.
Yeah, I like this knife.
It's kind of got that whole kind of got the whole tequila sunrise vibe to it.
Yeah, I have two Rutleys
No, there you
because
go. Oh yeah, red and black, baby. There you go.
yep.
Red and black.
I always wanted the yellow one, and then I got lucky to get the yellow one because they re-released it or
Uh-huh.
something.
Uh-huh.
And but so I in the meantime I picked up the red one, and then I was in a dying phase and dying scale phase, and I thought, man, I
Did you,
I I hope I don't ruin it because I just wanted some little red in it.
did you see the new one that came out? The new Runtley they just released. Oh
um,
man.
yeah, the wood scales.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was. Yeah, I follow them on Instagram like religiously.
Yeah.
I look at all their pictures,
And
and I really like this wood because it's it's rich looking. It's like not
oh,
rich as in money, but rich like a color.
it's
I
beautiful.
like the grains and stuff in it. I don't know what the wood they're using, but
That's
it's
what I'm trying to
very nice.
find right now. I saw it. Oh, there it is. Okay. It is. Oh, geez. Now I'm not going to be able to say that.
It's not Cocobolo, right?
No, no, it is not Cocobolo. It is. Oh, man. It's spelled Mkuruti. Jeez. Like
Yeah, I'll
Kuruti?
probably have to look it up because
Kuruti. I don't know if the M is silent or if the K is silent, but
it's a really nice look.
oh, it's gorgeous. It's the grain in it. Oh, here, let me. Of course, I can put it in front of the camera. We'll see how it comes through.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that and I
Oh my goodness, would you look
immediately
at
in
that?
love with it because it looks like a rich type of wood that it's just very nice. Very nice. I mean, I have some wood knives, but not in front of me, and they don't look as nice as that.
No, it's always backwards. So there we go. Man, that is beautiful. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's nice. I'll probably be buying that,
Yeah,
but it's
man.
not available, right?
Uh,
Or
doggone it. What did it say? What did
you
it
have an
say?
in with Spencer, so you know about what
I gotta
he's
ask
doing.
him. Yeah, I gotta ask him. I d- let's see. I'm gonna see if it says availability on that post. As far as I know, they were coming. I don't know if they're out. Let's see. Heading to dealers this week. So that was
Oh,
4
okay.
days ago.
Oh, okay.
So they should be. The sounds like they're going to be coming available very soon.
Sometimes I for new releases, new announcement, I watch Knife Center and Blade
Mm-hmm.
HQ's
Mm-hmm.
videos just to get a heads up.
Sure.
Sometimes I don't buy from them, but I watch their videos.
Right. Right. Now, man, they've got like back to talking about Finch, man. Like they have got so many. Like they've got what they got the harvester on deck. They've got the cherry bomb. They've got the devil's finger. They've got a whole bunch of them on deck that are coming out that are just
Yeah,
going to
I
be.
was in love with the Devil's Finger. I mean, I'm in love with all of them, but especially the Devil's Finger. I really want that because it looks like a bigger type blade, like a
Yeah.
rather
Yeah.
than they normally release. You know, like a beefier style.
Right. Yep. And then you got the drifter. Don't forget. Can't forget about that one.
Oh yeah, yeah,
That one's got a little bit. That one's kind of got a sodbuster-ish feel to it. Um,
like a
kind of.
traditional.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about them. And oh, but that red smooth bone that's coming on the cherry bomb. Oh, oh, oh! I want that. I want that bad. But yeah, they just.
Yeah, I love this one too. You
Oh,
probably have this
see,
one, the red
no,
one.
no, I completely missed that one.
Yeah,
That
this.
was the traditional pocket knives exclusive, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So that's why I always forget. It's only the traditional pocket knives.
I completely missed that one, and I'm kicking myself in the butt for that.
Yeah, I really love this knife.
Oh yeah, yeah. I was. Oh man, I was like, I just, and it was. I mean, I didn't see it until, I mean, a couple of months after they were gone, and I was like, oh, there was actually a red exclusive 1929.
Oh,
And
okay.
Spencer was like, yeah. And I'm like, I missed it. I completely missed it.
Yeah, I mean, but you know about you follow them now, right? Traditional pocket knives.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I did before, but I
I'm on his newsletter, so and I
see
always
that's where I think I missed it. I don't think I was, yeah, I'd been to the website many times, but I don't think I was signed up for their newsletter. I am now for sure.
right. I
But
mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he has some lying around because I was looking for a knife. It was sold out on his website, and I contacted him through Instagram, and he had a few lying around, and he sold me it. I don't remember what it was. A traditional pocket knife, but it was kind of cool that I could get it, you know,
I'm
and
pretty
it
sure,
wasn't on his website.
I'm pretty sure he and I had
I
that
think it was
conversation.
one out of his collection. I think he collects, he stays some of this knife, some of the knives for himself too.
Well, yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, he requested some stickers for my channel. I'm like, oh, I'm nobody, but I'll send them to you.
That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, he just sent me a whole bunch of like stickers and stuff like you did, you know.
Yeah,
He
you
sent me some
probably
stickers and some pens and some magnets and
you
stuff.
got
That
a
was
ton of
really
his
cool.
pins, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I have a ton of his pins.
Yep. Yep. So he sent me a bunch of swag to give away, which was very, very cool. As did you, which is awesome. I greatly, greatly appreciate that.
Yeah,
Those.
I mean, I don't know if you needed them, but it was kind of like maybe I should send them to him because nobody requests them, but
Oh, trust me, man.
maybe
They go
they'll
in my
run
swag
across
bags.
it in your swag
You
bag. So
betcha. You betcha. They'll go in the swag bags and Oh, most definitely. And now, hopefully, with us doing this, and getting out there, they'll be like, all right, now I need me a Last Ranger sticker. And I had several comments on those stickers. People thought they were pretty cool.
Well, cool. Thanks.
Yeah, yeah, that was awesome.
And if I didn't you didn't ask, but I don't know if you were asked. This is the book I came up with the name for the Last Ranger.
Oh, you were kind of telling me that. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to read like it's a book from 1986, so I was probably 22 or 23,
Right.
and I used to read this series. It's like a post-apocalyptic kind of trashy novel.
Right. Right.
I was remembering, oh, I have this books lying around it, and then I say to like, oh, Last Ranger. That's what I'll name my channel.
There you
It
go.
has nothing to do with. I'm not. I was never in the army, so.
Gotcha.
I think this is guys in the army, but anyway.
Right on.
And this is currently one of my favorite finches.
Oh, yeah.
But I know you got the wood version, but I've stuck with the bone because I've never had a really cool bone knife. And
oh no, I have the bone. I made sure. Oh, I made sure I got the bone. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought I saw your review was just of the wood version.
No,
I didn't remember seeing you had the bone version.
Yeah. I made sure I got one of those. Those look so good.
And then I probably ruined the knife by using tying a lanyard on there. But I kind of dig lanyards, and this is like the first finch that kind of you can tie a lanyard on too.
Yeah.
So
right on. No, if that's what you dig, that's what you dig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really like this knife, and then my favorite second finch is probably not you probably like it, but this is my second favorite finch. For some reason, I really like the Takuna, and it's probably the most plain of the finch blades, but I really like this machete blade style.
Exactly. That blade is super utilitarian without a doubt.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, it's kind of like a beater, but a nice beater.
Yeah. I get what you're saying.
I think this will get placed by the Devil's Finger.
Yeah.
I still like this knife.
Sure.
And this knife has cut me like maybe 3 or 4 times. It cut me. I was reviewing it, and it cut me on camera, and I just didn't know it.
Oh, really?
I was looking through the camera, and then all of a sudden I started seeing blood appear on the scales, and I'm like, "Oh, damn it! It cut me!" And so I had to pause and then go get a Band-Aid.
Oh yeah.
So I think it drops easy, and I think it dropped super easy, and it just dug in my finger.
Oh yeah. There's something to be said for knives that don't drop shut, for sure, but that action sure is fun when they do.
Yeah. I mean, I think I'm hooked on like knives that like drop quickly now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why. I just like if it will drop, I'm like, oh sweet. But I have to be careful because I've been cut a few times because there's not anything to hit you in your finger and protect you.
Oh no.
It has a thumb stud. But it's not very big. So
right.
That's why I like it too, for the small thumb studs.
So
what were we talking about for?
We got Finch. What else? What are some of the other brands you're kind of into at the moment?
I'm into like real steel knives.
Okay.
But I'm into real steel as a designer of real steel knives. Poltergeist Works.
Oh sure, yeah.
And so I've only bought Poltergeist or Poltergeist Works designs for real steel.
Okay.
So I mean, I can't OTEP. What is the name? The designer that is called OSTEP or
OSTEP Hell? OSTEP Hell?
Yeah, I bought his knives from real steel too.
Sure.
I got a lot of a lot of Poltergeist works. Nice.
So Poltergeist as a designer is one you're really interested in. That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. I mean, and he designed one knife, and I don't have it in front of me. He designed one knife for Best Tech, and I bought that too. So
Oh, oh,
yeah,
I'm not gonna be able to come up with the name of it.
this is the
Oh,
2500 Delta, but this is designed by Poltergeist Works too. So
oh, I don't think I've seen that one with the notch on
it's
it.
yeah, it's and then
I like that blade.
yeah, this it's kind of too small for my hands.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, but it doesn't. I don't like it as much as the Real Steel designs he did, but I still
okay,
like it.
sure.
I just I don't know why it's a designer in me. I really like his pivots and like
Okay,
his two screw designs to help hold the knife together. I don't
sure.
know what these screws are called, but it's
Oh,
they just Chicago screws or something, or I don't remember what the name is,
I'm not 100% sure myself.
but I just like that design.
Yeah, yeah.
It's it's it got me hooked.
Well, sure. I mean, we all have our like me. I'm really big on like Laconico design. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I just like the way I like his and him, and then Dylan Mallory. I like Dylan Mallory's
Okay.
designs. I mean, and I'm not that I don't like others, of course, but those two really like stand out with me, and I'm in the process of hopefully trying to pick up some of the some of the other, like I have this one. I got this one out here right now. This is the new
Right.
one.
I
That's the
like that one.
slayback. you know
I love that one.
and that's Monterey Bay. He's part of Monterey Bay Knives, and this is definitely not his traditional look that I look, like the EZC and the EWC, the more or the more standard drop point, and
Yeah.
but I just like the lines of his knives, and this one was one that it really interests me, and I'm very, very glad that I picked it up because
Th- Can that can a person still get that knife or secondary market?
uh, I don't know if they're still available. I
Yeah. I
know
mean, I've never I watched your video on that one, and I really like that knife because I really like that blade shape too.
he put them out in 3 variations, and I know 2 of the variations sold out that day.
Wow.
This one, this is just the traditional carbon fiber that I still have. And I know at one point here, a couple of days ago, anyway, as a matter of, well, we're recording this about a week before people are actually going to see it. But I mean,
Oh,
as
okay.
the end of February, let's see here. We'll check real quick so we don't give anybody any bum dope. We'll make sure we can tell them. But
The Boba Fett knife is that his design too, or it just
no,
looks like it
it
with
looks
the
like
stripe down?
it. It
Oh, okay.
looks like it. That was what really drew me to that. That's the Kaiser Vanguard Latvind Mini.
Okay, yeah. I watched
And
your video on that, but I didn't recall if he designed that too.
no, but it looks a lot like that standard. Okay, here we go. Slayback. It looks like he still has some of the traditional carbon fiber ones. Like I have here. It's not marked as sold out yet.
Okay.
So, but yes, the slayback, or not the slayback, excuse me, the Latvian Mini, that looks like a more traditional Laconico, like I like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially for the blade shape. Yeah, and
exactly.
the handle.
Yeah, it really does. And that was, I mean, obviously it looks like Boba Fett's colors, which I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
I'm a huge Star Wars Boba Fett fan, but it
yeah.
just kind of like the
My
best of both
best friend
worlds for
is
me.
too.
So now it's a little different. I mean, it's a front flipper, you know, but you do have this little kind of
Yeah,
nub that
I would like the hidden flipper. The traditional flipper, but very small.
it is small, and it's really weird. Sometimes when I grab it, I almost can't flip it. And if I readjust my fingers a little bit, I can then flip it no problem. So I
Well,
don't
you're
know if
not
they're,
failing it, so
no, it's
that's
doing
good.
good. Yeah, I'm doing good right now. So I should probably quit before I, you know, before it does. But yeah, it seems to be working now, but it's a little bit pointed. So it's not the most comfortable to flip, you know, over and over and over. You know,
Okay.
but it front
It,
flips, you know, it front flips pretty well. And I mean, I can't fault the knife because I'm uncoordinated. So, you know, that's just me though.
yeah, this is my recent like real steel knife
Oh,
that
oh,
this is hard for me to flip because my hands are so big. I
oh.
always touch the bar on there and I fail it. But
What? I cannot remember the name of those scales. Do you remember what they're
uh
called?
oh, fat carbon.
Is that fat carbon? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and this is kind of nice because it's a frame lock. I have the slip joint, but I didn't carry the slip joint as much as the Luna, but I
yeah,
really like the
yeah,
frame lock version
yeah.
of it.
Now are those are quick? Are those like quick studs you put on there?
It came with that,
Oh, it
so
did. It did
yeah,
really.
yeah.
Also, are those a fixed?
No, they sent a tool. There's a
Oh,
screw up top
oh,
that,
okay, okay.
that you can take it off, but so I probably 75% of the time I could flip it out. The other percent of the time I always fail it because I'll realize that my fingers
Oh
touch
yeah, yeah. That
and
happens to
it's
me all the
just too
time.
it's too small of a knife, but I really like it.
Oh yeah. So then, does it have a flipper tab then as well, and without the thumb studs?
Oh no.
Oh, okay,
Well,
okay.
if it had a flipper tab, it would be
Yeah,
great, but
exactly,
the
exactly.
thumb studs, like it's just I mean, I can bear I just roll it out. I did a video on it and I got it to flip out 50% of the time, So, and I know the trolls really love when you can't flip a knife out. So, and I tried to explain, my fingers are fat. I always am touching this frame lock and it's holding it in. So
I'm just uncoordinated. That's my problem. So you
I'm
know,
probably
hey,
uncoordinated. I'm uncoordinated too. So
you know, it is what it is. I can't. You know, hey, I've gone this far like this. It's worked out so far, so I guess I'm not too worried about it. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So without those the studs on there, it's basically pretty much a two-handed knife then.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you would have to if
Slip joint
you're
it.
familiar with the Luna, you have to
Yeah.
slip joint it out
Yeah.
if you didn't have the studs.
I had a Luna for a little while, and it was a good knife. I liked it. It just I don't know. I guess I just decided it wasn't going to stay in my collection or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the Luna is not my favorite knife, but I like the frame lock version for some
Hmm.
reason, and it's titanium. And it just looks good. I mean, I love this fat carbon.
And I like the
Uh,
hardware on it too. The color of the hardware, that kind of
yeah, yeah,
bronzish.
the bronze hardware is just
Yeah, yeah, that looks
good. I
good.
mean, even on the gray titanium.
Yeah, it looks good. I like
And
that.
how I got it, I subscribed to Instagram, Real Still on Instagram, and I for some reason my cats woke me up at 3 in the morning one night, and so I couldn't go back to sleep. So I'm laying in bed, and I just went on the Instagram, and I saw a post. They have the Real Steel special shop that you can
Okay,
go, only get knives in their special shop,
sure,
and
sure.
they were advertising three like the Mars landing. This is called the Mars
Okay.
landing fat carbon, and or purple haze, like Jimi Hendrix or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And there was a toxic green carbon,
I
and I
think I've
tried to
seen the
get
green.
yeah, I tried to get all three, but the only one I could get was the Mars landing, and it quickly sold out too.
Yeah,
It was the
yeah.
last one to go. So,
Oh, right on. Yeah, I think
but
I've seen the green one. I think I've seen
yeah,
more of the green one, I
all,
should say.
all of them really look cool. I hope some other knife makers use this fat carbon just for the hell of it.
I've seen a few. I mean, well, a very few, but I think I've seen a few around. It's not real. That I've seen. Okay, I have to preface
Yeah,
that by
I
saying
think
that
I've
I've
seen
seen.
some knife makers maybe use a different like maybe Kaiser maybe I don't they're use the fat carbon too, but
Okay.
there's not I've never seen this kind of color. I've
Right.
just it's some others use a muted color, I think.
Sure. Sure. Right on. Well, cool. What else you got there to show us? You said you have?
Um, well, I have this Best Tech platypus, and I just really like the name, and I like the shape of the blade,
You
and
did.
this is my phase of I probably dyed blended um knives for I don't know like 10 nights in a row, and
Yeah.
then I finally got out of the phase. But
It looks good. Oh yeah,
I,
that's
I
the
just
wild.
yeah I mean I don't think this knife is popular, but I really like it.
Sure.
It's an ugly knife. But
It's
so
kind of, yeah, but it's just got that. It's got a look to it that it looks good. I kind of dig that.
it's very comfortable in hand to me,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
and it's a great. I mean, it's a great like a knife in my opinion, but
Sure.
it's a budget a knife, and it's on bearings, and I think Best Tech does a good job with some of their knives. Some of their knives look all alike, but this knife it spoke to me, and I shop. I do most of my shopping in white mount knives just
Sure.
because I use. You don't have a code, do you?
I don't. I don't.
Yeah, I use a. I watch a lot of Love Them Knives
Oh, sure.
channel
Of
too,
course. Of course.
and I use his code, and
Yeah.
I like the website just not because of the code, but it's free shipping always, and they don't charge tax. So that's how they get me. They're like, oh, I don't have to pay tax and I don't have to pay shipping.
And
Oh,
White Mountain actually, it seems like they get some of the like Best Techs, Civivis. It seems like they get
yeah,
them a
they
little bit earlier
yeah
than
yeah.
some people.
I'm glad somebody said that because
Yeah, I think
I,
it
I've
seems
seen
that way.
them. I've seen them get some knives a month before even Knife Center, and I really
Yeah,
found that weird.
it does seem that way, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, I Knife Center got this knife a month after White Mountain Knives.
really.
So yeah, I was looking and looking, and then White Mountain Knives got it, and then I noticed the Knife Center was advertising it a month later.
Oh
So
wow,
I don't know I don't know how he does it, but I think he's a one man shop too.
pretty sure he is. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure he is.
but so I don't have my own code, but I use LTK's code. He said he doesn't make any money for it, but I really like. Not many people I think advertise LT or White Mountain Knives. They usually
I think
advertise.
I think
I mean,
LTK had one.
I you have you. What do you advertise? I remember it's
I have a
something like
code. I have a coupon code for Southern Edge Knife Works.
Southern Edge. Yeah, and
That's
Slicey
the one.
does he has Southern Edge too, right? Okay.
Slicey, yeah, me, Slicey, Zach. That's the only ones I know of. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we all have them, and as long as you use one of them, it saves you 50% or 15%.
Yeah, it's a better percent. Yeah. 50.
And I think they do. I think it's 15%, and I think they do $5 flat rate shipping. So it's not quite free. But
Right.
that's yeah, but they do the 15%, which was very cool of them. It was very very cool of them to offer that up, and it helps you guys out. It helps the buyer
Right.
out, the
Yeah.
consumer. Well, it helps
I
me
always
out too.
I always look for codes. If I have to have a knife that's not on any. If the Southern Edge had the knife first and I had to have it, I would shop there.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah,
and
for sure.
I would look for a code, but I know from your channel and Slicey Dicey's and some others, I know there's a code, so I always
Well,
look for that code,
I tell you what,
or I
if
have it written
you,
down. So
oh yeah, yeah, I'd have to write them down. If you're looking for a knife and you can't find it, Um, just try Southern Edge. Just
Okay.
give them a call or an email or something, because I know in the past that there's been knives that they haven't had on their, for sale basically on their website, but they have access to them and he can get knives that he may not have in the store.
Oh, okay.
So if you come across that, come across that point where you're like, okay, I can't find this anywhere, give them a call. I mean, I can't say they will be able to get it, but I know he's done it for people in the past.
Oh,
I know that
that's
for a
cool.
fact.
That's cool
Yeah,
to know.
Chad's a
I
really
can't
good guy.
I can't think of it, but I've run across I'm like can't find a knife anywhere, and I didn't know who to ask. I searched everywhere, and I didn't think of like
As a matter of fact,
just contacting a seller. And
I don't think he had this one
okay,
in the shop at the time. This is the Ferrum Forge Prolix.
right, you can always tell the
And
Fair and Forge by
oh
the
yeah.
pivot,
Oh
right?
yeah. They've got their DNA. They've got their DNA.
Yep. And
But
so this is different though. I mean,
yeah,
that
it's a little
that
bit.
coil is kind of their thing,
Yeah,
but that
it's
blade shape, I don't remember seeing that blade shape ever.
yeah, that Warncliffe style.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he had this one on his site at the time. And I was like, he had another one, I believe. And I was like, hey, what about the Prolix? And he's like, yeah, I should be able to get that. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And it took a little bit because he had to get it and then send it
Okay.
to me, of course. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the way that went.
Was it
So
like a discontinued or a sold out knife or something?
no, no,
Oh,
it's not discontinued or anything. He just
okay.
basically didn't have any, at the
Okay.
time, and it wasn't on his site, but he had, it might have been the mini Archbishop or something that he had. And I was like, okay, you
Yeah.
can get Ferrum Forge. What about the Prolix? And he's like, yeah, I should be able to get that, no problem. And he did, and it was awesome. So yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, he's if you come to that point, just give him a call, and he's real. Chad's a really awesome guy, real easy to talk to, and he'll help you out as much as he can for sure.
Where are they located?
They are in South Carolina.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep, they are in South Carolina. So um, he's kind of over there on the East Coast, and but I don't know if you're familiar with Knives Fast at all. Casey from Knives Fast. He was
I I mean, I didn't until I got in on
right.
the pass around group, and so I subscribed to his channel. So I planned on watching some of his videos.
He actually did a little, it was a short little video, but he was down in that area and he actually went and visited the store, and kind of, it looks like they got a pretty nice store. I'd love to go visit, well, I'd love to go to
I
any of these
yeah,
stores.
I would love to go to like a lot of manufacturers and stores like even like Blade HQ or
Oh, of
whatever.
course, sure, you bet, I'd love to go there and check
But
them out.
Blade HQ is in Utah, right?
It
Or
is,
something.
yep.
Yeah, so
Yep.
I probably will never get to Utah. I mean, it's kind of far for me. So
Right, right. I was supposed to go, had the trip all set up and everything, and we were going to go to Tennessee, and I was going
okay.
to go to Smoky Mountain last year,
Oh, that would be cool.
because I'm an ambassador for Smoky Mountain Knife Works, and I was like, well,
Oh,
I would love to go there. So, but then of course with COVID and everything, it just didn't kind of work out. So I still haven't been there. We still want to go. There
this
you
is
go.
by Smoky Mountain Knife Works. Or yeah, it's exclusive
The
to
copper
them, I think.
exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah, the copper is, and I really love this knife.
Now I don't have the copper exclusive. I have
You-
the regular.
the HCR one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think D2. Yeah,
Copper and D2. Yep.
this knife is I call it a desktop knife. I always have it on my desk,
Sure.
and I use it for everything. I use it to open boxes, mail, or whatever, and
Good
it's still
blade.
sharp. And it's a great flipper. I mean, I you can't fail this action. And I don't I'm probably the static is a good knife overall, but
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I don't have the bigger version of the static. It's I don't know what it's called, but Kershaw's releasing another static, a bigger version of the static, I think.
Okay.
You probably know it,
I'm
or you probably get it eventually, or you'll hear of it.
it's
I don't
not
have
coming to
anything.
me. It's not coming to me.
Yeah, they're basically it looks like the same blade, but it's a larger handle and a
Sure.
larger blade, and they
Sure.
have Kershaw has like some different pivots going on for 2021. Like
Yeah,
some fancy pivots.
they've started doing that with the open area right behind the pivot.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'm a little I don't know. I don't know if I like that or not. I
Yeah,
mean, it's just a
even this one is open.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of another way to introduce stuff into. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but I'm on the fence about that. We'll put it that way. You know.
I have the ZT 308 and it's open air behind the
Okay.
pivot, but it's still my favorite ZT that I've it's my first ZT I've ever owned, but
Sure.
it's favorite. I really think it's an incredible knife. But
I got the opportunity to check out the 0707. That's the slimmer one with
oh
the
yeah,
with the TDS on it, the tune detent system.
oh yeah. I mean,
Oh man,
unfortunately I really like that's a 2021 knife, or is that 2020 still?
2020.
Okay, okay.
It
I'm
came out
picturing
towards
it.
the end, I think. But yeah, it
Yeah,
was that tune detent.
it's all carbon fiber, right?
Oh, I don't think the one I had was carbon fiber. No,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
okay.
it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm pretty sure it was. You're right. Oh, it's so many, man. It's so many. It's hard to remember them all.
Yeah, I don't remember the names, but I'm looking forward to the new 2021's from ZT. There's a 999 or triple. I don't know what it was called, but it's a very fancy Warncliffe type knife. It has like it has a floating bridge or something. I
Oh,
can't remember.
yeah, yeah.
I
Oh,
don't remember the exact name of it, but
what?
it looks like a knife I would like to own.
Oh, doggone it. I suck with numbers. That's the
Yeah, and
problem when it comes to like that's what Tucson. I can never remember their
do
knife
they
number.
do the naming
They
system with
started to.
numbers or something? Oh, okay.
They did start actually naming their knives,
Oh, okay.
but it was usually all numbers. And okay, there it is. I think that's the one you're talking about. Let's see here. I got a picture
You're
here.
prepared. I don't. I'm not
Is
prepared.
that is that the one you're talking about? The
Yeah,
top one?
yeah. No, the bottom
Oh, the
one.
bottom one. That's the
But I like the top one too. But I like all the three of them. But I kind of like the bottom one especially.
darn.
And I
There we
don't know
go.
what it's called.
I
What does
believe
it
that's
say?
the 0235. I
It's
believe no, that's not
it's
right. That's the Anso one. Which one is that? 0990.
okay. Oh,
0990.
I was thinking 999, but
Yep.
0990.
Yep.
Okay. There's I think they released a knife called the 999 or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking here at the article. It says it carries the spirit of the original 0999.
Oh, okay.
And this is the 0990. Okay. Now see
It's a smaller version of the old 99, right?
I believe so. That's kind of that's what I'm getting from this. Yeah, 20 CV, 3.25 inch blade. Yep, KVT bearings. Yeah, I believe it is a smaller version of the 999. I believe you are correct.
Yeah, I forgot what you were asking. You're just asking knife brands I was into. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm into Finch. I buy pretty much every Finch, and I'm into CRKT, but I don't buy all the CRKTs. I buy select ones, and I'm into Kershaw, but I bought select Kershaws and Real Steel, and some other knife. The SOG. I really like SOG too
Okay.
for studies and observation group.
Sure. Have you got your hands? Have you been able to
Yeah,
get your hands on one of these yet?
I don't, but I really want that one, especially with the brass backspacer.
Yeah, that
Because
looks really good.
I still really like D2, and I know most people don't, but I really like it. So,
I tell you
and I
what,
think the other one just comes in ACR or something.
I believe so, yeah. But this is my favorite of the Pilars so far, without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll be interested, like what JT. I don't think he has it yet but I know he's a big Pilar fan.
Oh yeah. This
So
one,
everyone is, and I've never owned a Pilar, but that's the first one I want to own.
now I've never owned one. I've
Oh,
had
okay.
I've had
So
my
you didn't
hands
have
on them.
all the baby Pilars,
No,
right?
I didn't, and
Okay.
but I've handled them all, and I've seen them all in the large, the P large they called it, and
Right.
this by far is my favorite one, without question. Is the
Sweet.
Pilar 3. Yeah, it's a really,
Yeah,
really
it looks great. I mean, when I watched the announcement, I'm like, oh, I have to have that.
now are you into you get into like Civivi and any of them too much?
Oh, yes, I forgot. I'm a big fan of Civivi too.
Cool.
I would be a big fan of Wii if they weren't so expensive. So
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
my Wii kick by buying Civivis.
Me too. Me too. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what I do as well. I mean, Civivi, man, they're just. I think they've got a pretty good grip on that kind of $50 to $100 range when it comes to for materials and pricing, and now they're kind of, they kind of split off and did the whole Sencut thing, where now
Right.
Sencut is kind of the lower is going to be. Well, I thought that Sencut was going to take over the whole, like 9CR D2 realm, and the newer knives were going to come out because they're coming out. They've got some in S35. They've got some 14C28. I think they've got some in N690. They're trying to
They,
hold.
they've only released officially 4 knives, right?
Who's that? Sencut?
Sencut.
3 that I know of: the Actium,
Oh,
the
okay.
Sidious, and the Scepter. I haven't. There could be
Yeah,
another
that's
one.
right.
I just
That's
haven't.
right.
If there is, I
Oh,
just
I
haven't
think you're
seen it
right.
yet.
I was thinking 4, but you're right because I bought 2 of them, but I didn't buy the Scepter because I think it came out later and I wasn't
Yeah.
in buying phase. Of,
Right. And I think I've seen where a couple of people have gotten a couple of Scepters that weren't necessarily up to par, so to speak. They had issues right out of the
oh,
box. I
okay.
think Lefty EDC got one. I think he got one when because I loaned him mine to check out, and I think he got one at the same time, and he said mine was a much better built knife overall. So I guess his had issues when he first got it, and he ended up sending it back.
Oh, okay. I was trying to look for if I have any Civivis lying around. I have like a bunch of knives all over the place. So I didn't prepare really well.
Oh no, you're fine.
The only Civivi I have laying around was an older Civivi
Oh, the
that I
Wyvern.
did. Yeah, a Wyvern that I did a tricked out or designy scale. I
Did you
did
put?
it with like different dyes and stuff and like oils and
Dude,
stuff
that looks. No, dude, that looks cool. What?
because it had the dragon scales.
Yeah.
I thought like, oh, maybe I should highlight the dragon scales.
No,
So it
dude.
has a little bit patches of red and dark inky black and
Dude, that
in
looks
there.
good, man. I
Thanks.
like that. I like the way that looks. I like the way it came out.
So
That's cool.
this version, the only version I could get was the tan version at the time,
Okay.
and it was a satin blade,
Uh-huh.
all satin hardware.
Uh-huh.
And then later, I think maybe a few months ago, maybe 4 months ago, they re-released the Wyvern with a black
Uh-huh.
black wash blade.
Yeah.
And so I bought another blade. I bought another Wyvern, and I just had to transfer all the
Right.
scales and the
No,
hardware
dude,
and
that looks
everything.
good, man. I like the way that came out. That came out really good.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, it was my first, and then I stole the black backspacer because the backspacer is kind of cheap plastic.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a good color combination,
No,
and
it does.
it
It
was
looks good.
I only had the tan backspacer. I'm like, should I dye that? And then eventually it was a work in progress.
Right.
Progress.
Right.
So I like this, but it has a great action, for like a cheap
Oh
knife.
yeah.
I mean, it's not really cheap. I think it's what, $50 or something.
In that
But
range, I believe. Yeah. Oops.
yeah, but I really like the Wyvern for some reason. But oh yeah, I have this knife I was carrying. I also got the Civivi Picaro. So I was carrying this week, and I need to review it.
Did you
But
dye
I've
that
had
one
this.
as well?
Yeah, it was like grayscale. So I'm kind of into red like you. So I dyed it a crimson red. I don't know if you can tell that.
Yeah.
It used to be gray, like a
Gotcha.
light gray or something.
Dude,
But
you're doing
it's
pretty
a
good with
big
those dye
knife.
jobs, man. You're doing really good with those dye jobs. I dig it.
Yeah, I've been experimenting, and there's some dye jobs that didn't turn out.
Sure, sure.
I dyed a CJRB knife. I think it's called the Mangrove.
Okay.
I
Yep.
dyed
Yep.
I did its handles from purple to green, and I'm probably the only one would who would like it. It looks like like the cucumber, that the emoticon. It looks like that, but it's like got some green in it.
Right
But
on.
I'm not I wasn't a big fan of the Mangrove, so I'm like, and I had this jade scales, and I'm like, oh, I'll just do some experimental dyeing on
Sure,
it.
sure.
So
Cool.
I buy Civivi too, but I don't have as many. I don't know if well, oh no, that's a Wii. I was thinking, I have, this is the Wii, the Banter.
Oh, the
But
banter. Yeah.
for some reason I thought this was a Civivi for the life of me. So
Dude.
this is a great thumb flipper, I think.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you did you cover the Banter?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. Yeah. And it was, it really surprised me on how much I like that knife. I'll be perfectly honest with you. Just from the handle shape, I didn't think I was going to. And then I got it in hand and I was like, oh man.
Yeah. I don't think I gave it a good review because I really love the knife, but I'm like, oh, I wish they would change this or that, and then I'm like, and then I watched the review a month later. I'm like, why did I say that? I really love the knife. I wouldn't change anything. But that I'm been carrying. I'm on a kick of carrying my knives. Oh, that's cool. What is that?
That's the Civivi Riffle.
Riffle. Okay.
That's a new
And
one
did
for
it have the
2021.
wood handles? It came with
It
the wood
it
handles,
does. It's got sandalwood handles.
yeah, I saw that on your cable, but I just didn't really look at the pivot.
And then
So
it's kind of got that black Damascus to it.
yeah.
Get a better, but yeah, you've got that black Damascus. And now I'm not a huge fan of Damascus.
Sweet. I'm not either.
I didn't,
Sweet.
but this one, I don't know, with the wood,
Well,
I'm
I
kind
like
of
it
digging
because
that.
it's dark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think the black Damascus is doing a little bit more something for me,
Yeah, I
I
think
don't
that
know.
I like Damascus when it's subtle, like dark. You can barely see it,
Right, right.
but I've had Damascus blades over the years, and I literally just gave them away to friends. You know, like I'll be at
Sure.
work and I'll say, "Do you want this blade?" And you know, I'll just give it away
Right on. Very cool.
because I'm not, I don't have anything against Damascus, but I'm not into it as much.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. It's just not what I'm drawn to.
Yeah, I have this little quiet carry, this little tiny knife, and
Yeah.
this is the only quiet carry I have, and I've never heard of quiet carry until I bought this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this there's a lot of I really like the quiet carry line, but I just don't have I just watch everybody else's videos because I think it's expensive, kind of out of my range.
Yeah. Yeah. They can be spendy little knives for sure.
I consider myself a more of a budget knife collector,
Me
but
too.
I still have like $300 knives occasionally.
Yeah.
But I really like this knife. It's a great flipper, and you
I
wouldn't
love
think
that
so,
blade.
but I like it LMAX steel. So I
Oh,
don't know
sure.
why, but I really like LMAX steel, and it was an LMAX. I'm like, oh, and I got it on drop. So
Oh, right on. Yeah. I love that blade. I love that blade shape.
yeah, it surprisingly has a great action too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Quiet carry makes a pretty decent little knife.
They're are they a knife brand sort of like James brand, like a boutique knife maker, or maybe even Finch,
Mm,
or is Finch bigger than Quiet Carry?
well, Finch is definitely growing as far as the number of models they're having.
Yeah, they seem to be on the ball. I mean, they
I
seem
mean,
to be dwarfing other people with
now
at the smaller companies.
Finch is a project. I mean, it's really Spencer. I mean, I think Spencer comes up with most of the
It's
designs.
just two guys, right?
It is. It is. Yep. It's just the
But
two of
that's
them.
no problem, you know.
And, all their designs and stuff, they do all the designing. And then now basically QSP is doing all their OEM work, QSP is doing all the builds for them.
Yeah, and they all don't advertise that, but sometimes I can reach out and learn that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
they use some other brands
Best
too,
Tech,
right?
Best Tech
Oh
made,
yeah, they use Best Tech.
I think Best Tech made, I think Best Tech made the Runtley and the Takuna.
Oh, okay.
And then starting with the 1929, it was QSP. I believe that's the way it goes.
Okay.
And then since
So
the 1929, they've all been QSP built.
and I've never owned a QSP knife, but if they make the Finch knives, I think they're doing great.
QSP makes some good little knives, without a doubt. They do.
They've made the popular penguin or
The
something
penguin,
with the
yep,
blue jean,
yep.
scales. Yeah.
They certainly did. The penguin, the parrot. I mean, the worker. I mean, they've got a lot of models out. They've got a lot of different models out. But I think in the last 2 years, QSP's come a long way in their manufacturing quality and processes and stuff like that. And they're really putting out some pretty nice knives overall. I don't know if you're familiar with David from Blade Banner. I don't know if you're familiar with him very much, but
Is that how I got in the pass around group? Is that David?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that's David.
I think maybe JT or maybe yourself told me about him. I
Mm-hmm.
think you told me you and both JT told me about him, and
Yep.
so I just said, well,
Yeah, that's right.
I'll
You
contact
just got
him.
in, didn't you? You just got in, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
contact him, and he let me in, and he didn't say you need like 1,000 subscribers or
No,
whatever.
no, he's not really like that. He probably looked at your content, and he probably looked and saw how you do your stuff and says, yeah, and just let you in based on the merits of your channel, which, I mean, that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
It was cool. I mean, I was like, oh man, I'll see some knives I probably wouldn't normally see.
But he is actually the QSP USA rep.
Does he show up does he do videos from Knife Center or anything like that, or not?
Not really
Okay, I've
specific
probably
for.
I've probably never seen him before, but I thought maybe, and I don't think QSP does like introduce the knives for 2020 and 2021 usually, right?
I don't remember seeing them specifically introduce like their 2021 lineup. I'd have to
Okay,
go back and look. I'd have to go back and look.
but I learned about and I watched your video on his knife.
The Orion Knives
Yeah, yeah,
Solaris.
and
Yeah.
I'm like, man, I've never heard of, I never heard of that. And if
Right.
I had been, and I would have got in on the what do you call it? The what's
Kickstarter.
how did he, yeah, Kickstarter.
Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. That's how he did the first one.
Yeah,
And
I don't cruise Kickstarter, but I should
well,
some future.
I don't either, honestly. But I mean, just through knowing David, and obviously there's been a few of us. I mean, I saw there's been a few of us that we've seen that knife ever since it was a drawing on. I think he first drew it on a napkin.
Did it take years or a
Oh, it's
year?
been a while.
Oh, okay.
I think it's been pretty close to 2 years, if
Oh, okay.
I remember
So
correctly. It's been a little
was he
while.
a QSP rep before he started doing the knife, or did he
Oh, not quite sure
did
how
he
that
become it
timeline
after
fit.
he designed it?
He was the rep. He had the knife designed. He had it in design, and he was looking for somebody to produce it. And then I think he became the QSP rep. And then it
Oh,
just
okay.
made sense, to go through to work with QSP, obviously. And I
Yeah,
think that's kind of how it all came to be.
that'd be cool. That would be a really life fulfilling,
Oh yeah. I'm super
you know,
happy for him.
having your own knife design. And
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
but I remember asking you a question. You can't get that knife anymore, right? It's just a one off or through
It was
Kickstarter
it was through Kickstarter. I think he wants to hopefully get it into like,
production.
yeah. I think he does. I think
How
that's his end
many
goal anyway.
how many were produced, or do you know?
Oh, I don't know right
Oh,
offhand
okay.
how many were produced. I don't know how
Probably.
many he had come out. I know his Kickstarter did really well because he met his goal, and then he met quite a few of the stretch goals that he wanted, because it originally came out, in the black G10, and it had either the red or the blue accents. That was the initial Kickstarter.
Okay.
And then if he surpassed his goal by so much, then he got to add, I think he added jade G10 scales, and I think carbon
Carbon fiber.
fiber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
I
I
I
believe those
saw
are the other two
somebody
options.
on somebody's channel. They have a carbon fiber
Uh-huh.
version, I think.
Peter, a Therapeutic Edge, I believe he got the carbon fiber. I know he was one
Yeah.
of them that I believe
Yeah,
did.
I watch his channel too sometimes too,
Yep.
because yeah, he's he responds, and I like that. If you ask a question and
Sure.
a person answers, I mean, I don't want to say anything about love them nice, but he never responds. But if I email him, he will respond. So he
Yes.
doesn't respond to comments.
Well, I tell you what, I mean, so far, it's been a goal of mine to respond to every comment that's left on my videos.
That's me too. I respond. I try to respond to everything, even the haters.
Well, yeah. If the channel gets much bigger, I don't know
It,
I don't know how
I
long that's going to last,
Yeah, I can understand that
because it takes up
because
a lot of time. It really
yeah,
does.
I was doing a giveaway on like to SRM knives, and I got 68 comments in one day, and I'm like, I dreaded having to read every comment and respond, not the reading, but to the respond.
Respond. Yeah, it
And
takes time.
I didn't want to give it thanks for watching, and then I wanted to give a personal, if they answer a question, I want to answer a question. So
Yeah, though that's the
I
big
got
thing.
through it, but I think it took me 2 days.
And then that's the big thing, if somebody asks a question, yeah, you definitely want to, I definitely want to answer their question as best as I can, or at least say, if I can't answer it, at least try to steer them in the right direction as to where they can get the question answered.
Oh yeah,
Um,
I steer them towards other people's channels, and I'm like, oh well, I remember seeing what's his face talk about that brand, and maybe we
right,
should ask that question
right.
to what's his face,
Right,
I,
right. No, and I do that too sometimes because like especially if it's like a maybe a little bit more in-depth Benchmade question, I'll send them to Zach because Zach's
yeah,
a pretty big, Zach's pretty big in the Benchmade world, and if
yeah, I
he
watch his,
can't answer it, I'm pretty sure he could get the answer fairly quickly.
or JT and Zach especially are big Benchmade fans, right?
Uh, I think
I
I
mean,
think JT is JT, man. Every time I think of JT, I think of CRKT.
yeah, he's definitely
It
say
just automatically,
CRKT.
man. When I think of JT, I think of CRKT. And it's
Yeah,
just that's
but
just
I got this knife just because Zach reviewed this knife, the Hogue Ritter
oh
in the
yeah.
purple,
Yeah.
and he sold this knife really good in his review, and I really liked it. So I'm glad I'm glad I saw his video and I bought it.
Yeah, you
And
good.
it's probably still around, but I thought it was limited, so I quickly bought it.
Right on. Yeah, that's the purple one.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good looking knife.
yeah. That I really like the Hogue G Mascus
Oh
scales.
yeah.
And basically, it's just a fancy G10 with all the colors, but
Sure.
still,
Sure.
I really love it.
I like the pattern on that one. I like the texturing of the pattern.
Yeah, I like the pattern enough that I have two Zecas. Like I have the desert camo, and then I think was a woodland camo.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I like the Warncliffe blade
Sure.
better than the clip point. So
Yeah.
um, I don't think I haven't. I think I have an early version of this clip point because I'm always constantly when I flip it and I flip it closed, I always seem to if I do it 10 times, I'll eventually cut myself in the palm when I flip it closed because
Oh really?
it the blade's just right there. I can push my finger in there and touch
Oh,
it.
can you? Can you?
Yeah, and I read somewhere they altered the length of the blade, just or maybe they added to the handle a little bit, but I
Mm.
don't know if that for sure. But
You
I
know,
always managed to cut myself on it.
I think I remember hearing something about that as well.
But that's probably me. I'm probably a bad access lock flipper, and I'm always just cutting myself on my knives.
I do have to admit, this one got me. That Latvin Mini got me. It got me right. Well, I don't know if you can still kind of see it.
Yeah, I can see it.
It got me right there.
It got you in the video, right? Or not? I thought you got cut when you were reviewing it,
It might it,
or an SKL show.
it might have. It might have been. I don't remember for sure when it actually happened. But that was because I had it too deep. I
Yeah,
had it too
that's my problem.
I had it too deep
I
and you
press it
gotta
in my palm too
yeah.
deep.
Yeah, you really got to keep it out on your palm and even for it being the back of the blade, I mean that tips that's
Yeah,
got a
it's
tip
very
on it,
pointy.
man.
It's like a spear point, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty much it's pretty close. I mean, I
Yeah.
think they have it. I think they list. Well, they might list it as a spear. I mean, it's close.
I mean, it's a drop point, but
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, this is probably a drop point too, but I think the wee banter is more looks like a spear point.
Yeah. That's definitely what I would think more of a spear point or
Yeah,
like even the Centros, the CGRB Centros. Even though it's still elongated, it still comes down and it's got kind of that equal you know, that equal blade on each side and comes to the point. That's what I think of when I think of a spear point.
I watched your review of that button lock Elementum.
Uh-oh.
Elementum, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
I've never owned an Elementum, and I think the Elementum came out before 2020, before I was into my third phase of knives, maybe.
I think it was a
So
2019 knife, I believe. Yeah.
yeah, so I didn't hit that phase, and people are always talking about, you don't own an Elementum? Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't,
I
but
don't either. I don't
I
either.
always think of the Wii Banter is sort of like my Elementum because it sort of resembles it. Maybe, I don't know.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I hear you.
but 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 I was watching the button lock version of it, and I'm like, I understood all your criticism, and that it should have a second method of an opening, but I sort of liked it too.
Well, and that's a lot of people will. You know, a lot of people are going to like it for what it is, and that's good. You know, there's not, trust me, I'm not, that was not meant to change anybody's mind.
Oh, I
That
didn't
was
think
just
that at all.
that was just
I
my
like,
that was just my thought on it, you
I'd
know, and
rather somebody give it their honest opinion
yeah,
rather than just say, I
yeah,
love it, I love it, I love it.
right. It
Or
didn't
I
do
hate
it
it.
for me. It didn't do it for me. And I was really hoping it would, because then I was finally going to add an Elementum to my collection if it did, because I like button lock knives,
Right.
just not in that configuration. It doesn't do it for me.
So that's not been released. Is that a pass around or
It is a
something?
pass around knife. Yes,
Oh, okay.
it is a pass
So
around knife.
is the pass around works like before the knives get released or sometimes?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Yep, sometimes. Um, with these, a lot of these new Civivis that we have in the pass around group, you'll have to look. I don't know how deep you've dug into Slack, you know, the program we use.
Yeah.
But
I
there's a section called Green Room.
oh, okay. So I've not been
Go
there.
go in the Green Room section. That's where some of these new, because David only likes to have so many of a brand in the actual
Rotation.
rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is kind of a way to get a couple more into the rotation, I guess, you know, the way he's doing it. But that's what, because this one, the riffle, it's listed in that Green Room section.
Oh, okay.
And as a matter of fact, I have a couple more back here. I have the Trailblazer, and I think I still have the what is it, the Vagabond Drifter.
Oh,
I think
okay.
I still have that one. That it's not in the regular rotation, but it's in the Green Room rotation. So that's definitely one you'll have to check out.
So how does it work? Somebody does a review and ships it to you, and then you
Yep.
ship it to the next person.
Yep.
And how do you know that what the next person
It's
is
listed.
buying?
He'll have a path of travel.
Oh, okay.
He'll have a path of travel right in there, in that knife section. He'll have a path of travel, and then there's the contact section. You can go in there, and that's where he has all the addresses listed and stuff like that to send it to the next person. So
And do you just handle the knife with care, right? You don't beat.
I mean,
abuse
I
it.
don't beat them. I don't do anything like that. And
I mean, typically the one does it. They don't abuse it, right? You
no,
don't
no,
take it
no,
apart or anything
no.
like
Well,
that.
some do. Sometimes.
Oh, okay.
Now, some of them will tell you don't. This knife is
Oh,
not
okay.
to be disassembled. They'll actually tell you that. You
Okay.
know, so I mean, if they're nice enough to send out the knife and get us a look at it, then we have to, we have to abide by their wishes. And
Oh yeah.
I have nothing wrong.
I
I
would
don't have
handle
anything.
I would handle it with care. So,
Right, right.
but I was just always wondering.
Some
And
we can, some we
I
can't.
don't know everybody that's in the pass around group. I know you, a handful because I
Oh
joined the channels.
man,
But
there's a few of us
I
now.
imagine like Slicey Dicey's in there.
He
Probably.
is, but he's not very active.
Oh, okay.
Nick Shabazz is
Nick
in the group.
Shabazz, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Nick
probably
Shabazz is in the group. He's not overly. I mean, a guy like him, he's got companies throwing
he
him
probably
knives.
he has companies sending
Oh
him
yeah.
like all
Oh
the time.
yeah.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he doesn't. There every once in a while, you'll see him pop up in there and say, "Hey, can I get a look at this one?" You know,
Okay.
but he has, yeah, I don't think he has any problem getting his hands on knives.
Yeah, he's probably like over. I mean, I know he's over 100,000 subs,
Oh
but
yeah, he's way up there.
probably he will he will reach 200,000 eventually.
Oh yeah, he'll keep going. But well, I tell you what, Gary, I
Yeah,
really,
I'll talk your
really
head off. So you
no,
probably should
no,
end
this has been
it.
awesome. This has been fantastic, man. I'm so glad you did this. I'm so glad. I usually try to keep them around an hour to an, it doesn't always work. I think we've been going for about an hour and 15. That's all good.
Oh,
No
okay.
worries. No
Yeah, I
worries at
don't have a
all.
clock in front of me, so yeah, I was wondering.
But yeah, well, when we do these things and time just melts away. It just does.
Yeah,
It's just the way it is. But I really am super super appreciative that you just you agreed to come on. I'm glad I got to talk to you. I'm super appreciative of everything that you sent out, all the swag and stuff. I really appreciate that. It's definitely all that stuff's definitely going in the swag bags, and I hope we
yeah,
can I hope we can get your channel a little bit more, get some more eyes on your channel, and really
yeah.
introduce you
I
to
mean,
the.
I'm not the greatest talker, and I'm not the greatest knowledgeable about knives, but I try.
I
I
hear you.
I I researched the knife and a little bit, like I try to do all the measurements and
Right.
weights live, but
Right.
I try to learn a little bit about the knife before I talk about it too.
Sure.
But
Sure.
and I don't really. I kind of buy knives. I know I'll like,
Oh, sure.
so I review the knives. I basically like them. The only knife that got me some flack was the Gerber Sumo. I really like. I
Hey,
just
me too.
I dislike this knife so much, and everybody hated that review because I just like the knife, and I
Hey,
I couldn't I yeah I didn't like it, and I didn't give good enough reasons what I didn't like it, so and I
and
couldn't explain it.
hey, you can't like them all. I want to,
Yeah,
but
and I don't know why people get so mad when you hate a knife, certain knives.
I
I
know.
don't know why the Gerbo Sumo was such a fanboy.
I can honestly tell you that the Gerber Sumo definitely has gotten me my most interesting comment since I've been doing
Yeah,
YouTube.
especially that one guy because he commented on my channel
I
too.
was like, wow.
He gave me
Well,
a lot of thumbs downs, probably.
whatever. I understand. We're not all going to agree. It's not going to work that way. So it
Yeah,
is what it is. And like, you said with that one and me, with that button lock Elementum, if I don't like it, I'm going to tell you I'm not crazy about it. It's just
well,
the truth.
that's
It's
good.
absolute truth.
Yeah, that's good. You're being honest. I
Yeah.
don't think you didn't gotta get a lot of hate on that though, right?
No, no, no. As far as like people like really disagreeing with me, I mean, there was people that disagreed with me. And they're like, "Oh man, I really like that one." Well, good. I'm glad you like it. I
Right.
hope you do like it. I hope you enjoy it. You buy it, you enjoy it, and it's a knife for you. It's just not going to be a knife for me. That's that. It's pretty much that simple.
Yeah. I think you should just be honest.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly,
if you don't like
exactly.
it, you don't like it.
Right on. But all right, Gary. Well, man, thank you again so very much. I hope we generate some traffic to your channel, and we can introduce you to a few more people out there. And um,
Yeah, it's been fun, and I didn't think I probably didn't deserve a channel chat, but
sure you do.
I'm glad you went and done it with me. So
Yeah, I'm glad I did it as well. You were very, very good to talk to. I really appreciate it.
I I'm going to show up of your SKL. So I
Sweet.
I have to be honest with you. I always go to sleep at 10 o'clock, and then I just set my alarm right now. I always go to bed at like 10 or 11 o'clock on Saturday too. I'm lame.
Yeah.
So.
All right, buddy. Well, it was really good talking to you, and who knows, we might do this again.
Okay.
Very
I'll look
cool.
forward to it.
Right on, my
All right.
friend. Well, I tell you what, you have an absolutely fantastic weekend, and I hope we see you on SKL.
You too. Thanks.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye.